So welcome back to another episode of Retro Recall, and we're now on to the SEGA Megadrive. I remember vaguely being in, I think it was Hereford, and I remember all the electronic shops, like Curry's and Dixon's and Tandy, I think. Don't see many of them around now, but they used to always have TVs in the windows, and they'd always have something playing on the TVs, like even if it was just news and stuff. I remember being in Hereford and seeing practically every TV and every shop was showing Sonic the Hedgehog. And this was when I was still playing the NES. I don't think they'd announced the Super Nintendo by this point. I was in between the NES and the Super Nintendo, and the Mega Drive was out, and I think I was probably sort of biding my time and waiting for the Super Nintendo. But a friend at school was selling his Mega Drive. I think he was selling it with... He definitely had Spider-Man with it. And I think Sonic the Hedgehog, and I think Altered Beast. I think Altered Beast and Sonic were two games that were bundled with the Mega Drive, I think. Sonic, because it was just a flagship game, it was like everywhere. Probably sold more Mega Drives than anything else. Altered Beast wasn't great. I don't think it sold very well on its own, so I think that might be why they chucked it in. So I'm going to start with those three games, the three games that I had when I bought the Mega Drive second hand. And then we'll move on to other games that I owned. Again, I might not cover every game that I had, but I'm going to try and get through most of them. Sonic the Hedgehog. Again, I can't hear the sound coming from the games machine, the retro console. You should be able to. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can. But yeah, I'd have to kind of sort out headphones and all that stuff. It's not really important. But it probably helps. I can't hear it. So it doesn't distract me. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog. So I was thinking about this earlier, and it's actually really, when you think about it, in terms of the mechanics, quite similar to Super Mario Brothers. You know, it's a side-scrolling platformer where you have to avoid enemies, collect things, get power-ups. In terms of the enemies, you have to, like Super Mario Brothers, you have to kind of jump and land on top of them like that. Perfectly time it. Oh! Because if you don't and you just walk into them, you die for some reason. Like that. Actually, I don't know if you can jump. Take them out. Like that anyway. And also, like Super Mario Brothers, you can take your time, you know, and spend like 10 minutes or so getting through the level and trying to see everything that there is. All the little secret areas. Or you can just zip through it and just try and sort of power through and get the quickest time possible. Which, I haven't played this in a while, so I'm not going to do that now. Oh, that's that checkpoint there, I think. But yeah, you can really build up speed, and it was that was one of the draws of this game, the fact that you could do this. You're absolutely flying. It's crazy. I don't know what the fastest time is for completing this level, but it's gonna be like probably less than 30 seconds, probably way less. If you wanted to speed run the whole game, I imagine you could do it in maybe less than an hour if you knew what you were doing, if you knew the levels. Probably a lot less. I imagine there are some crazy speed runs for this. But it's good that it gave you the opportunity to play this in a couple of ways, you know, doing it carefully and seeing everything, and then just zipping through and trying to get the best time. Just enough speed. Is this the second level? I wasn't paying any attention. It must be that. Ow. Oh dear. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we've all seen Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, God. I mean, it looks... It still looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look bad, you know. I think when it came out, it was a pretty nice looking game. It was well designed. Now, of course, Sonic's iconic. Iconic Sonic. And I think a new game was released only recently. Maybe last year, 2023. I think, oh dear, I haven't got enough speed. I think it did really well. So it's had hits and misses, I think, this franchise. But it's still clearly well loved, and I think Sega is still... I don't know if Sega would still be going if it wasn't for Sonic the Hedgehog. It's difficult to say. But certainly this game is definitely deserves to be seen as a classic. Ooh! Oh wow. Oh wow, got through it. There you go. Altered Beast. So this had, I would say this had quite a bit of promise, this game, but for whatever reason it just kind of fell flat. I suppose because, I mean, the animations aren't fantastic. I mean, look at these guys here, they're just sort of sliding along and then they shake a lot when you hit them and break apart. Ow! Oh, no. Ow. I don't even think... Oh, you can jump. Okay. Oh, you can do a flying kick. Good. Yeah, I don't know how far I got into this game. Probably wasn't particularly far. But because I think I've got this with the Mega Drive, I was probably just playing Sonic and Spider-Man more. Yeah, the controls aren't great in this. Weird that they put the jump on the right-hand button rather than the bottom one. So you get a power-up, which turns you into like a werewolf, and I think there's like a bear, and later on a dragon, I think. But right, how's he going to get down again? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is comparable to Ghouls and Ghosts, but Ghouls and Ghosts on the Mega Drive was way better than this. I'll have a look at that in a bit, but yeah, maybe graphically not, but just a much more fun experience. So this, I don't know how to describe it. I think the power-ups are going to be in those stone columns that you can smash up. I haven't seen one yet. Unless there's a button you've got to press to do it, but oh dear. Good lord. Feels like really sort of I don't know what the word is. It's not fluid, it's not fast enough. I feel like there should be more frames of animation to him as well. It's not the worst game in the world, it's just, you know, I can see why people, I can see how people would get bored of this quite quickly. Managed to alter, yeah. Oh, there we go, it's those... okay. Oh, dear. So picking up one of those orbs makes you bigger. Hell? Why isn't that working? Command you to rise from your grave and rescue my daughter. Oh, there you go, you don't get any say in the map. I don't think you can punch upwards. Alright, oh, so that was the first orb, then he just tears his, tears his shirt. So presumably once I've got enough orbs, I'll turn into a beast. See if I can get that far. For God's sake. ridiculous. It's weird not having... Like, normally this sort of game, you'd have something you can shoot, whereas this is just... You know, like Ghouls and Ghosts, you'd fire the swords or whatever it was you were carrying. But this, you have to beat them up, and it just feels weird. See, that's ridiculous. As soon as you get close to those, they hit you first. You can't get them... You can't hit them first, unless you're doing a... Ah, okay, you can do a flying kick, I suppose. Come on, give me another orb. Come on. It's ridiculous. It just keeps getting higher and higher. How are you supposed to get it? Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to turn into anything else. Forget it. You get the idea, though. You get bigger and bigger, and then you turn into a werewolf, and... Absolute nonsense. Yeah, there you go. It's a two-player, one of you has to be a green werewolf. Punch. Web. What are they doing? Where am I supposed to go here? Ah. So this, I mean, this is a very different game to Batman on the Amstrad, but I kind of feel similar in the way that it's this kind of superhero game that's just basically using platforming format. But, you know, it's fine as long as it does what it does well, and I remember this game being good fun. Earth. This dog's tough. God, I don't even know if you can actually take it out. I think you can, yeah, you can swing. I'm not sure if you can do it in here. I quite like the way they have them swinging off, crawling on different surfaces. Oh no. Oh dear. No. So, I think for the rest of the games I'm just going to go through alphabetically and spot games that I remember playing. Can't remember how many Mega Drive games I had altogether. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there are ones here that I've completely forgotten about. Alien 3, yeah. I remember I was at college in Worcester when this came out, and I was quite excited to buy it and take it home and play it. I think I'd seen it on Games Master. I'd watched it on the old video game program, Games Master, a few weeks or months before it came out, and I thought it looked great. I presume it was around the same time as the film. Would make sense. Oh. So let's shoot now. Oh, okay, so that's selecting fire. God. mean, I've got, yeah, I've got a certain amount of ammo. I mean, now the graphics look pretty basic. Oh, give me a chance. But yeah, back then this looked pretty good. I mean, this is probably the best it's ever looked playing it on an emulator on a modern screen. But yeah, the guy down there's not having fun. So how do I get? Oh, okay. God. You can fight that. That's pretty good. This is quite interesting. This whole system of using the vents. I presume you've just got to, yeah, you've got a time limit, I think, to get out of the level. I don't know if you have to rescue everybody or just rescue as many as you can. God. Ah, I don't have time to fire. Hey, give me a break. They just disappeared. It's one of those games where you probably have to play it a few times to get used to the layout. Oh wow. Good. So why would I need to go up there then? Typical. Put you on a slightly higher level so you can't shoot them from there. It's terrible. It's like feels so slow. Ridiculous. The thing, I mean, we're so used to games being like this. You couldn't really, couldn't really criticize it. It was just how games were, but now it just feels quite clunky and quite sort of, yeah, stiff. Don't know how I'm going to get out of here now. Oh, no, there we go. Oh dear. So I definitely had Desert Strike, and I can't remember if it was on the Mega Drive or the Super Nintendo, but I think it was the Mega Drive. So I'm gonna take a look at it because I used to really enjoy these Strike games. There was Desert Strike. I had Soviet Strike on the PS1. There was Urban Strike, I think. Nuclear Strike, Jungle Strike. I think they're all official titles. But yeah, Desert Strike's basically like a Gulf War helicopter game where you have to take out enemy units, rescue soldiers. I don't know if this is an enemy installation, but I'm going to shoot it anyway. Oh, that's weird. It's not letting me go there. Okay, picked him up. Right, with the helicopter, you're not going to win, mate. Oh, I think this is fuel. Yeah, I played this game a lot. I really liked it. Considering it's a helicopter, which is notorious for being hard to control in a lot of games. I see I'm kind of getting confused with the direction here. It was actually not that bad to control in this once you got the hang of it. Low armor, oh dear. Oh, Black Hawk down. Well, it's not a Black Hawk, it's an Apache, but down. So I never owned Ghouls and Ghosts, but I did borrow it off a manager at the supermarket where I used to work. And I thought I'd include it in this because I did put a lot of time into it. I did complete it. It's not a massive game, really, but certainly the first few times you play it, it can be very tricky. All these games have different buttons for the jump button, so you have to keep sort of getting used to it. Yeah, see, compared to Altered Beast, I mean, I know they're different games, but this just feels much better design. Oh, wow, he's turned me into a duck. Okay. Just deal with that. It doesn't look too bad either. There was a Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which I think looked slightly better than this, and then they've remastered this recently. You can get it on Xbox Arcade and possibly other places. But yeah, like Altered Beast, you sort of... Oh dear. Actually, it's kind of the reverse of Altered Beast. In this, you start off with armor, and then you get hit and you lose your armor. Then you get hit again, and you die. Whereas in Altered Beast, you get power-ups to get more and more powerful. If you get hit, you die. Still weird. Just much rather have the jump button on the bottom button for some reason. Yeah. I remember the music in this was quite unique. I can't hear it, right? I can imagine it. It's him again. Oh, got to turn me into a duck. A lot going on. Oh, what? Oh, the button's mixed up again. Weird that it shows you the entire... I think that's the map for the entire game. It shows you at the beginning. Why not? I suppose. Oh, yeah, I keep getting the buttons mixed up. Oh. I love that. It just turns you into a pile of bones straight away. It's him again. Ah, he's turned me into an old man. Brilliant. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. This game is punishing. It takes a bit of getting used to avoid all that crap that's going on. But still, I still love it. I still think it's a great game. I definitely had John Madden Football on the Mega Drive, and I can't remember. I had a feeling it was 92. This is John Madden 93. But yeah, I don't think there is a 92 on here, so this is the closest thing. Buffalo at Washington. God, look at that. So they did crowds back then, just had the pixels change colour. Oh, Mexican wave. But yeah, I love this game. I kind of played it to a degree, not really knowing what I was doing with all the plays that you could choose. But I just thought, well, kind of telling you what the setup's going to be if you choose that play, and then you just try and carry it out as best you can. It was very good fun the way it was designed. Okay, let's try tossing left. Go. Not too bad, 6 yards. I'll try run and shoot. Yeah. A poke. what the button is to throw in. Oh, oh dear. No, I don't have to do this power thing. Oh dear, it's all going wrong. 25-yard game. Ugh. Well, unfortunately, due to weather, the game's going to have to be abandoned, and I think we're going to have to take the win. Now we have one of my favourite Mega Drive games, Mercs. Original mode. I really enjoyed Mercs. It was a basic sort of basic shoot 'em up game. But oh god, he's smart bomb straight away. But I just found the way it was designed was really good. It was just kind of simple and arcadey. Oops, and the way you sort of collected power-ups to increase the power of your selected weapon was good. If you wanted to, you could exchange it, I think, for another weapon, or maybe the weapons were locked to a particular soldier, I'm not sure. It's got destructible environments, which is pretty impressive. The game hit a lot. Yeah, it's kind of like a one-man army, like commando game. Completely unrealistic. But great fun. There should be a boss in a second. It feels like very early in the game to have. Yeah, I suppose it's a boss. It just felt like very early in the game to have like a sort of powerful. Nah, mind you, it doesn't last long. Hit it with a couple of smart bombs. That was mission 1. Wow, that was a short mission. Ah, it's the wrong button again. Oh wow, yeah, you can get different weapons though. Oh, enter. Oh, fire bombs, excellent. Ah, this is such a cool little game. Ooh. Just a good example of something quite straightforward, just done very well, with enough variety. Oh! Dramatic death there. Enormous chicken that you wouldn't have time to eat. I got the feeling there's going to be some kind of boss fight. Oh, yeah, there we go. I think this was a 2-player game as well. Definitely helped. So I think I I have a memory of either buying this game or selling it at a car boot sale. Yeah, I'm not sure which, but I do. I vaguely remember playing it, but I do remember it was a good game. There was also Tasmania as well, another Looney Tunes game that I had. Hopefully is on this list, but yeah, I remember this being quite a fun platform. This is a lot of text. And it's kind of an Indiana Jones style adventure with Donald Duck. So let's fly out and let's jump. What's the point of that? Unless it just freezes them. Oh! How'd you get up that ladder then? Nice. Ooh. Quite nicely animated. Yeah, we did a pretty good job. Pretty good job of this. Definitely feels slower. Something like Sonic the Hedgehog, this definitely feels slower. But not necessarily a problem. This can't be right. Ooh. Nope. Yeah, but where do I get the tools? Road Rash, one of my favourites. I think I played a few Road Rash games, and I just love them because it was such fast-paced racing, but also the mechanic of actually being able to knock your opponents off their bikes was great. It's quite frustrating when you crashed and you had to run all the way back to your bike and get on again. But yeah, it's great fun. It's hard. I mean, playing it back then was probably difficult as well. The way that the game scales scenery. I mean, look, it's really blocky as well, but you're going pretty fast, and the draw distance is pretty short. It's hard enough as it is, and then when you get obstacles as well, like other vehicles on the road, it is pretty tricky. See what that. And it's set up with there's no shoulder. I don't think there were shoulder buttons with the Mega Drive. So in order to use the combat, the punch button or whatever, you had to let go of the accelerator and press another button. You could do them both at the same time. But yeah, it's hard. Should try and use another finger to do it. Off you go. Get off your bike. That can't be an 8th position, surely. Ooh! Narrowly missed that car. Off you get. Right, he's like 7th. Can't remember. Can't really say what the AI. Oh, there's a policeman. Oh no! It's not good. You don't want to get knocked off your bike when you're near a policeman. You can get nicked. We can certainly see if we can knock the policeman off. Yeah, if I fall off the bike now and the policeman's still behind me, it's okay. Like the later Road Rash games, there was one on the PlayStation I really enjoyed playing, which we'll come to in another video. And obviously it looked better than this. It's basically the same sort of same setup, but just graphically it was obviously an improvement. But in the PlayStation one, you could buy. You can probably do it in this as well. I can't remember. You can buy better bikes. Earn money to buy better bikes, then that helps you in the harder races. Oh, look at the pixelation of the bikes in the distance. Yeah, it'd be great if they yeah. It'd be great if they released another Road Rash game, like modern graphics, had some interesting new mechanics for it, made it quite in depth. I think they have tried over the years to do it again, and a lot of success. But yeah, it was definitely a really fun game to play back in the day. I think Tasmania is another game like Quackshot where I was kind of seduced into buying it because of the animations in it. They just put a lot of thought, obviously, into the animations of the character. Not just the way he moves and stuff, but the idle animations as well. If you leave the character just standing there not doing anything for a while, he sort of fidgets and does stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed this game. It was good fun. Well, it wasn't the best platformer ever, but it just looked great. Oh god, quicksand. Ah. Oh, that doesn't work. Checkpoint. Okay, so I've got to stay on top of it. Oh dear. Patient, come on. Oh. Oh, okay, so you can't go down there. Oh. See, nowadays, I don't think I'd have patience for this sort of game. I just don't think I'd play it. I'd think, oh, okay, this is it, right? Yeah, fine, not interested. But back then, I mean, this was what there was. It wasn't all of what there was, but this was kind of just accepted. Well, you know, if it's one of the only few games that you own, then you would put the time into it and get better at it. God, messed that up. I don't think I can go anywhere here, can I? I'll do something. For goodness sake. Yeah, if you can't kill your enemies, just eat them. Oh! I can remember where I bought this game from. It was from a branch of Woolworths, which are no longer with us, but it was a branch of Woolworths in Ludlow, which was about 9 miles away from where I lived, and in fact 9 miles away from where I live now. And yeah, I think it was just yeah, It was just probably an inlet of shopping, I suppose. Dad was probably doing the shopping. I would have been... what would I have been? About 16, 17 maybe? I don't know if I intended to get this game beforehand, but I obviously saw it in Woolworths. Bought it. I have a feeling that I may have actually bought this with money that I got from the car boot sale. So yeah, it's entirely possible I sold some games to buy this. But I was remember being very impressed again with the animations in it, the character animations. It's quite a short game, as I remember, and it's not a fantastic game. I don't think it was reviewed that highly, but it's still quite an enjoyable game, especially for a film tie-in. It's a pretty good game. So I think, and it's weird that you throw bombs. You don't have any guns in it, it's just bombs. I just keep shooting the bombs. There we go. Oof. I wonder if this is just going to be infinite until I take it out. See how I can get him. Oh no. Yeah, there's a Terminator. Oh, the door. Won't get me. God. Infinite Terminator. I don't know. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Got the job done. Like a time bomb. It just seemed bizarre. This one guy on his own against an army of Terminators just throwing infinite bombs. Oh dear. Kylie's terminated. Oh dear, it's a dead end, isn't it? Not good. At least, I mean, they can get away with all the Terminators looking identical because that's kind of the point, isn't it? But other games, you could criticise them for saying, oh, all the enemies look the same, but yeah, the Terminators are clones. Of course they look the same. Oh, you... Get lost! He's dead. I don't understand why it doesn't give you a continue, like why there isn't a checkpoint. That's really annoying. I wonder if that's because the game was quite short, and I thought if we put checkpoints in, people are going to complete it in 2 hours. Oh, that's frustrating, but yeah, I haven't got the patience to carry on with that, sadly. But there were some good animations in it.